Yeah, I don't want to work. I hate working. I'd be a housewife in a minute. But my up so far, like, oh, I like him. He told me what was up from the beginning, so I know what I'm.
Majority of women gonna do that?
Absolutely.
Majority of women gonna.
2 women, 2 guys, 2 guys, 1 woman, 2 women, 1 guy, or however many.
Did you say two guys, 1 woman?
Yes.
That's a train. This is another episode of Candlelit Conversations. I'm your host, Cassius, and who am I here with?
I am Tierra, aka Tease, aka Tease Baby.
Okay, then do you got any social? You want to know?
Instagram Tease_baby, and I think it's another underscore, and that's it.
Okay. Do you got any projects or anything anybody can look forward to?
I do not. Just candlelit conversations with Cash here.
That's what's up.
You need glasses.
I have glasses. My left eye is worse than my right eye. I swear, I just found that out. So, oh no. Okay. Here we go, about to pop it out.
All right.
Are you getting rid of your social media for your potential husband?
Husband, yes.
So, you know how they say you can't put the chicken before the egg before the chicken, one of the two, I forget. But to get to this husband, to actually get for him to come get down on one knee, are you cutting off that social media for him?
How far in advance are you talking?
Soon as stuff start getting serious.
Nah. Like if we engaged and we talking about getting married and he's like, you know, one of my requirements is, you know, no social media on both our ends, which would be weird, but whatever. I could do that. Social media is not that important to me.
It's funny you say it's weird because you don't think it's like kind of sane, especially if you married, if you're not making money on social media, for a wife to like give it up, because technically anybody in the whole world can message you. Like if anybody can just message my wife, that's crazy, right?
Right, but I feel like you should be marrying somebody that you trust. So is it a case of you don't want the world having access or you don't trust?
Good point. Okay, so yeah, I think even though we may trust you to a certain extent, it's like, and I here we go. I'm gonna compare it to, but it's like, yeah, we trust the locks on our car, but we're not about to sit our nice ass car somewhere where people gonna try to break into it. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna put it somewhere where it's susceptible to burglary, break-ins, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So
that's an interesting analogy, considering like you can be in the wealthiest of neighborhoods and your car still get broken into. People gonna do what they want to do. It's natural people behavior.
Yeah, I mean that does happen, but the majority of the time, does it happen in those neighborhoods? Like I would argue the majority of the time it happens in these bad neighborhoods. Usually.
So fair, but my point is people gonna do what they want to do regardless. So you parking it in a bad neighborhood, you parking it in a wealthy neighborhood, it's gonna get broken into if that's what people choose to do. So if you're with your partner and you're worried about your partner cheating on you, whether they have social media or not, people are gonna do whatever people want to do.
So question, that brings me to my next question. What do you consider cheating for a guy?
What do I consider cheating? Anything, any connection you have outside of me with another female, I would consider cheating. Opposed to like your family. Yes.
So if a guy has sex with another woman, you consider that cheating?
Yes.
If that happens, so say a guy check out your boxes and that happens, you leaving?
Yes.
So, which brings me to my next question. We're going to go back to that too. Because I can put this phone down because we're about to be talking for a second. Okay, wait. Okay, so question. Have you ever dated or been, okay, this is the scenario. Have you ever been with a guy that was over 6 foot, that made more than $75,000 a year, that was decent looking and decently endowed, pause, that actually wanted to was taking you serious. Have you ever dated someone like that?
Yes, several times.
Okay. Did you leave him or did he leave you?
I always leave.
And why? What was the reason that you left?
I mean, I've dated multiple men, so it's not the same for all of those men, but either they just didn't meet my requirements or expectations.
So it wasn't that they it wasn't that they cheated. Went.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Okay. So would you say that like one of them was because they was messing
Cheating?
with another girl?
Yes.
Okay. What you got to say about this? I say men. This is how men cheat. If we spending quality time with another woman, if we spending our financial resources on another woman, if we creating another family with another woman, if we willing to die for another woman, that's how you know a guy is done. Is like you ain't number one no more. Like,
but men could do that with multiple women, so it's not having those connections and having those feelings towards another woman. It's the lying about it that makes it cheating. Because if you have those feelings towards me and another woman, then just be open to like being poly.
And would you be open to that?
Maybe.
See, you see why a lot of guys don't hit you with that. Like a lot of guys would love to like, especially the guys in a position to where they're rare. And they got the negotiation power. Their sexual market value is high. That SMV is high. Just mean they sought after, they.
So I feel like not every man has the means to carry on a poly relationship.
Right.
So
if
you're not even
the level,
you're not making me happy over here, how you gonna bring on another party?
Right. So my question is, if you had this guy that like checked. Like that was, okay, because I ain't put it in perspective. So do you know that those guys that you came across that was over 6 foot, good looking, made over 75,000, could please you, blase blase. Do you know that they are like in the top? They're like top 5% of men.
That's excellent.
Like people that's over 6 foot, I think that's only 30 or 20% of the population. Then if you got people that make over 80,000, that's only like 10%. Then if they,
but you do realize even at 5%, that is millions and millions of men.
Yeah. I mean, it's
like it sounds small if you say, "Oh, well, that's only 5% of men."
Out of how many people? But it's the minority, and so out of how many population? Like, what's the population in the United States? I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, okay, so if it's 1 million men, it's probably to like 1 billion people, or I don't even know.
I don't know the population.
I mean, yeah. So it's still rare. So, question: if you could turn back the time, you became 22 again. Would you move differently? What is there any things that you would do differently, knowing what you know now?
Absolutely. I had a kid at 22, so I definitely wouldn't do that ghetto ass shit again.
Okay. Anything? But like I'm trying to ask you, like, would you move differently? Like, would you approach dating differently? Like for example, would you take it more seriously younger, or would you still do what you was doing? Like,
I think so. I think if I could keep the knowledge that I have now, because I have a whole belief now.
Yeah, if you could keep the knowledge that you have now. And tell me about this belief.
I feel like white women or white girls are conditioned to go to college, find their husband, marry well. Black women or black girls are not taught that. We are taught to go to college, get an education, provide for yourself. So if I was to go back 19, 20 while I'm in college, I would be actively looking for my husband instead of being focused on, because white women go to college and major in like art. art history, some shit that they're not going to make any money in.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was to move differently, that would be the one thing I would change. I would be more open to finding my husband at a young age instead of being focused on education, starting a career, making my own money, not relying on mother.
And that's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. I swear. I think that's the best advice. I think that's great advice. So yeah. So you do. Yeah. You got your head on right. Like, you're not no dummy. So yeah. That's what's up, because that's great advice. That's why one of the reasons, I kind of wanted to have a different perspective, because the other candlelit conversations we had, it was more so like I think I was the oldest person in the room, and so it was a younger crowd, and they just not on that. They like, so next question, they like oh, I don't, but I'm gonna ask you this before I say that. Do you think you need a man?
No, I don't need a man.
And that's what I was just about to say. They was on that I don't need a man type of thing.
No. So I don't need a man, right? I'm damn near 40 at this point. I've lived and I've done everything that I wanted to do with a man. I've done it by myself. So I don't need a man. Do I want and prefer a man? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay.
So I think that's a difference. Like, you don't necessarily need a spouse, but you should want one, because life, you are not meant to go through life alone. But it took me to be in my 30s to realize that. Probably because I'm my only child, too. I've lived my life alone most of my life. It's like, this life is hard. This would be easier if I had a partner.
Your mom raised you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Nah, for sure.
So need is just a strong word, more of a want and a preference. You should want a man. You should want a spouse. You should want somebody to go through life with. Because I don't know anybody that would prefer to struggle and do it on their own.
Mm-hmm. Do you need a job?
I mean, you don't need a job. You can be homeless and fend for yourself.
That's what I'm saying. So do we need two eyes?
Yes, you need two eyes in order to have your peripherals.
Say that to Stevie Wonder. Say that to Stevie Wonder.
I mean, if you want to see, again, preference, if you would like to see, if that's something that you want.
Okay. So I'm just saying, like, I just trying to paint the picture. Like, when women say, oh, nah, we don't need a man. It's like, the person that's born with one arm, I mean, he ain't really saying it. I swear to God, this one dude with half a, with half an arm though, played Division I basketball, everything. Like, you tell him you need another arm, he'd be like, shit, he's working with what he's working with,
Yeah.
You might say. So,
but would he want another arm? Would he have preferred to have both his arms? I'm sure the answer would be yeah. Do he need it? No. He done went through life fine without it, but if he had the choice.
But my perspective, I get you. But my perspective is, hell yeah, you need two eyes. Hell yeah, you need two arms. Hell yeah, you need a dad. Hell yeah, you need two parents. Hell yeah, you need a man. Yeah, we're humans. We can adapt. We're adaptable. We can, adapt to our situations and things like that. And so that'll make us seem like we don't need it. Because we're what you call it?
You think of the word you was looking for?
It was resilient. God damn, resilient. That was the word. Okay, I'm gonna just throw this out here. Women who say I am the table when asked what they bring to the table are narcissistic. What do you say?
Wouldn't that be narcissist meets narcissist?
Because you thinking the guy who's asking a woman what they bring to the table is not a valid question, or what you think?
Because basically you asking me to prove my worth to you, but who are you to think that you're somebody I need to prove my worth to?
So if we was on a first date and I asked you, and I would ask it in a different way, me personally, guys, if you come on.
Agreed. It's multiple ways to ask that question.
But if they did ask what you bring to the table, is that not a valid question?
I mean, you want to know my answer, or is it a valid question?
Both.
So what do you bring to the table? Is that a valid question? I'm going to say no, it's not a valid question, because I will get into my answer of, you pursued me, I didn't pursue you. So what did you see in me that you want me to bring to your table?
But we don't know each other. So I can only see beauty,
then
attraction.
And that's where men fuck up at, because y'all want to date somebody based on their looks, attraction, right? You want to take me out because you're attracted to the way I look, but you haven't even took the time to get to know me and my mindset. So here we are sitting at dinner, and you want me to know, you want to know what I bring to the table, but you don't know anything about me, my mindset.
So what you think that question is probing? That's probing kind of what you know.
That's not what that's probing. That you want to know what value I have. That's
Correct.
Different from actually taking the time to get to know me and seeing my value for yourself.
Or we ain't got that much time. I'm spending money on this first date. I want to know. I'm dating with some seriousness, and I want to know who I got in front of me. I want to know what values you bring. Now, I would just plain up ask what values
ask
you
me
bring.
my values.
But I mean, saying what you bring to the table is basically asking the same thing.
It's not a concise question.
I know women don't like how it's like conveyed.
Because you want me to explain to you my worth, what you bring to the table. Nigga, you asked me out. So
wait a minute. And depending on who you going out with, if women, I argue, if women came to a date,
mm-hmm.
you got to know who you're going out with. First of all, read the room. But if you got a rare guy and you come to the date, you need to be presenting yourself as what I bring this. Mm-hmm. Like, he shouldn't even have to ask or guess or whatever, you know.
But like you said, this is a first date. I feel like if you're asking somebody what do they bring to the table on a first date, that means you're not going to take the time to actually get to know me and find anything out about me to know what I bring.
We still got to find out, because you could be capping.
Exactly. So what you even asking for? Time will tell.
But see, the thing is, with the guys, with that time comes money. So every time I take you out on a date, most of the times you're not going to want to go hiking for coffee. And, we could, but that ain't usually, So we going somewhere, we spending some money. So, we trying to get to know the person, the girl, without spending, all these resources.
Do you invest?
Yes, I do.
Stocks and...
the most thing I invest in is myself. And I can tell you different ways I do that, but just in different ventures, I would say. But my brother's a big day trader and all that stuff.
Yeah. So do you, when you were investing in things, do you automatically see the return?
Nah.
Sometimes it take a little time.
That's true. I get what I like that angle. But at the same time, we both got mouths, and I can sit here and ask you yes or no questions, you know.
And I can tell you everything you want to hear. I can smooth talk you right out your drawers.
Yeah, that's right. That's why, I think men definitely need to understand women.
Yeah.
But women don't necessarily have to understand men, because we're courting you. We're vetting you. We're approaching you. True,
but even in the courting process of you courting me and getting to know me, you know what you like and what you're looking for. So if during the courting process, you like, you know what, she ain't really, I'm looking for XYZ, she ain't really got it, you still looking out for you and your best interest as well. It's not just all about courting and pleasing a woman and doing all this stuff for a woman, because she should be courting you as well, right?
So you pay for dates?
Yeah, I pay for dates.
The first, the second, the third, which one you pay for?
Depends on if I like you or not.
If you like me, you gonna pay for the first date?
If I ask you out, yeah. If I ask you on the first date, then I'll pay for it.
How many guys you didn't ask out on the first date?
Never.
You never done it?
Never done it. Never done it.
My point. Case in point.
But I know other women that have. I just personally have never done it, but I know plenty of women that do. They don't have a problem with approaching men. I have a problem with approaching men in general, but I know women that don't have a problem with sliding in them DMs. They see a fine man in the bar, they walk over, they shoot them some wings and a drink. Like, I know women that do stuff like that. I actually think that's extreme player. I'm too introverted to do no shit like that.
Okay.
But dating is an investment. That's my whole purpose. Like, if you're not willing to invest in the woman that you want to be your wife, what are you doing?
Well, let me put this dating thing a little bit more in perspective for you, like from the guy side. It's a numbers game.
Okay.
So let and I hate to
If
put
you
it
want to
like,
be out here dating hella different women, that's on you.
but damn near, if a guy is single, especially an average guy, he has to. If let me tell you the percentages. Here we go. An average guy go out to a club. He get 10 numbers. He will close, meaning get on a date with 20% of those 10. That's 2 out of 10.
Okay.
Out of those 2, he may have sex with one of them.
Okay.
The average guy, I don't think that's really the ratio. I think this is an above average guy. An above average guy actually, like, if he go out and get 10 numbers, he may go on a date with 20% of them, may close on one, depending on how he talk and, if you how the follow-up is and blase.
Uh-huh.
So all these, so if he go out and get 20 numbers, 30 numbers, and he get six girls to go on dates, that add up, so I'm supposed to take these 6 girls.
Maybe you should date more intentionally and have more discernment on who you're dating and narrow that down a bit. So you're not out here splurging on 6 different women.
It's easier said than done. You make it sound so easy.
But if I said it was the other way around and I had, 6 different niggas taking me out 6 days of the week, y'all be looking at me like I'm motherfucking crazy. Oh, you using them just to get a meal?
No, it ain't the same. It ain't the
same.
So question. So are men and women equal?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, so see you.
Absolutely not.
You go traditional, then you go modern, then you go traditional. Would you consider yourself a traditional woman or a modern woman?
Traditional. Very traditional.
We gonna test that. I'm gonna ask you some questions that's
okay.
gonna test to see.
All right.
If you traditional. Okay, so do you believe in gender roles? Like there's a role for a woman? Okay, so what's the role of a woman?
To be the nurturer.
Okay. Does it?
Does what?
It encompasses a lot, several things, but is that it?
Yes.
Just to be the nurturer? Okay, what's the role of a guy?
Provider.
That's it? Mm-hmm. What about protection? You want some protection?
That's part of provision.
I mean, you could throw that in there. Okay, I like how you answered that. Okay. Do you think women should prioritize, if they want to be married, would you agree, like most little girls fantasize about getting married?
Yes, but I blame Disney.
Disney, man, y'all tripping.
Got us out here thinking Prince Charming out here gonna sweep us off our feet. Why y'all lie to us?
Oh my God. You see? I swear. But we in agreement. We seeing eye to eye. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Damn, what did I ask you?
That if I believe that most girls want to grow up and get married.
Okay, yeah. So, do you think like women go to college, they get a degree to get a job, and they put all this effort and invest? It's funny you said invest in a career. Do you think they should do the same to find a husband, a quality husband?
Yes. Because that's what like white women and white families do. I think, and this is going to go totally left, but I think the problem in the Black community is this whole baby mama, baby daddy culture. If we put as much effort as we have into having children out of wedlock, that we put into actually finding one spouse, one husband, and building a family unit, I feel like this whole, Black men don't marry Black women and Black women are unwed and blah, 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 that percentage will probably go down.
That percentage will go down if we do what? I'm sorry.
If we put more effort into finding one husband and building a family unit,
that's like
instead of like the baby daddy, baby mama culture that I feel like we are trapped in right now. Mm-hmm. It's just so many people are having, babies out of wedlock, and they're like, oh, well, just because you're married doesn't mean you're going to stay married. Like, yes, but at least you attempted to build a family unit for you and your family instead of just having a baby.
Do you think if women understood men more, it would be less divorces? Because I'm just like the statistics say that women divorce men at a rate of like 70%. Women divorce men. So do you think if women understood men more, meaning if women all knew that men were polygamous, meaning they want multiple women naturally, just biologically, infidelity wouldn't be a thing. So people breaking up their family and breaking up their marriage over a guy hitting a random chick that he don't care about, that would not break up the family, if women understood men more. Do you think that,
So I don't think that it's a misunderstanding with women, because I know plenty of women that would be okay with being in a poly relationship if a man was just honest about it. But I think we need to have an understanding of what being poly is, because poly don't mean that you can just go out and fuck whoever you want whenever you want. That's not poly. Poly is we're a family unit. There's two women, two guys, one woman, two women, one guy, or however many.
Did you say two guys, one woman?
Yes.
That's a train.
That's poly. What's the difference? Okay, then two women and one guy is a train.
Two women, one guy. No, that's three.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
Chat gonna know the difference. Just like guys that have multiple women are called players, and girls that have multiple men are called hoes.
That's fine, but it has to be a mutual understanding between all parties involved of this is what we're doing, this is who we're doing it with. It's not a free-for-all for everybody to just go fuck whoever.
You saying the right things. If guys would only be truthful with women, but you know why they don't?
I don't know why. You tell me why.
Because if men on the first date, second date, third date, whenever, just told women the truth, they wouldn't be getting no pussy.
That's a lie.
I'm sorry.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Getting laid ratio goes down to under 10%.
I challenge that 100%. I feel like your pussy ratio would go up so far. Like, oh, I like him. He told me what was up from the beginning. So I know what I'm
majority of women gonna do that?
Absolutely.
Majority of women gonna be like,
Well, a majority of women that's not into that type of lifestyle. Date people you're compatible with. Like if I go on a date with a guy and he says, I'm poly, I would like to have multiple wives. My first question isn't going to be like, oh no, that's nasty, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to ask, do you got enough money for that?
Okay. But guess what? That's every guy. I argue majority, not every, but majority of guys wish, I'm about to tell you something. If majority of the guys had it their way, this is what they'd do. But only the 1% can do it because they got the money, they got the resources, blase. But that don't mean guys are more similar than not similar. So if guys all had it their way, they'd be like this. I don't want you on social. I want you in the house. I want you going out. I want you to have no male friends. I get to do what I want. I get to move how I want. But I'm still gonna die for you. I'm still gonna protect you. I'm still gonna have the kids with you. I'm still gonna give you the ring. I'm still gonna give you the last name. How many women will actually stay if a guy put it to them like that? And guys are only as faithful as their options. So if you got an average guy that can only cheat on you once a year, then I mean,
I will say I think the majority of guys would love it, have it that way, but you still got to be fair in what you ask, right? You can't say, I'm going to do what I want and I don't want you to do shit. Like, no, that's where you're going to lose most women, because it's like, well, what I'm getting out of it?
So if he's saying you get the last name, you get the
Yippee.
legacy, you get the kids,
legacy of what?
I'm
oh,
starting a legacy
yippee, I
with
got to
you.
go through painful
my last
childbirth
name.
and almost die to bear your children as you go out here and do whatever you want.
Okay, so okay. So would you rather? So you saying that's being truthful though. But the thing is, majority of guys do that anyway. Whether they bringing it to up front to a woman or they lying about it. That's what I mean. That's guys are.
So it sounds like a lack of understanding from the man's perspective then, more so the woman, because I could say the majority of women would be down with, having a poly relationship, an open relationship, but at the same time, that's not a one-way street. That goes for both of us. So that's where you're going to lose a lot of women, because it's like, well, you're going to be, if you want to bring another woman in a situation, what if I want to bring another man?
Yeah.
Many hands make light work.
Okay, so this is the thing. Like certain guys that are below average and below might go for that. But the guys
this
that
is an ego thing.
Huh?
So this is an ego thing.
No, I'm just saying.
So you just want the woman to give in and give these guys because they above. Well, I'm an above average female. So what are you going to give me?
Okay, so like a high value female. So what? So we bouncing around. But what makes a high value female? Like what? Like is it? I don't think there's a. I think the husband, whoever a woman can lock down, makes them high value. So if whoever LeBron James married, she high value.
So Savannah's worth is wrapped up into LeBron James. Is that what you're saying to me?
If she divorced, if LeBron James left her today, she would no longer be high value.
You know what's crazy? I just seen a meme on Instagram today that said women are referred to as Ms., Mrs., and then the other miss, single, married, or divorced, because their worth is tied to a man, but a man is only referred to as Mr. because they have their own identity, right? So you mean to tell me all the strides that we made as women, CEOs, like Oprah, she never got married to Stedman. You mean to tell me all the things that we've accomplished as women in a short period of time, but from 1960 until now, our worth is still tied to who we marry?
Oprah is an exception to the rule. As you're telling me 1960 is worse or better than 2025?
It's better. I'm saying in the 60s is when women started to get rights, right? So y'all have had rights for 2025 years.
Okay.
We just got rights 80, 70 years ago.
And would you say the Western society is better off from it or worse? Like the family unit, the traditional family, you say, if you traditional, you would have loved the 1960s because it was like over 80% of, especially in our culture, over 80% of us was like married, two people in the household, two families.
I think whoever came up with the idea for women to work is an idiot. I don't know what they was thinking. But I get it, though, in the grand scheme of things. It's like, I get a divorce from my husband and now I have nothing. Like I don't have money. I don't have no.
You getting you winning in the court. You getting all type of stuff.
Yeah, but if he got money, like what's the odds of that? Like I can't get no checking account in my name. I can't buy a house in my name. So I get the whole concept of it. But shit, I don't want to work. I hate working. I'd be a housewife in a minute. But my identity would never be wrapped up in a man.
But so if you married to a man, you carry his last name, you're a reflection of him. Once you walk outside the door, you represent him.
Absolutely.
So kind of.
Well, it's vice versa though.
So tomato, you talking about wrapped up in a man? You kind of.
Okay. Well, are we wrapped up in each other? So your identity is also wrapped up into me, which is bringing me to tell because.
But it's different.
But most men, they have like a reputation, right?
Correct.
Which they say like they don't want to wife hoes, even though niggas wife hoes every fucking day. But if a woman of a certain reputation, a motherfucker take them out, but they ain't gonna take them to Longhorn on in Hyde Park where everybody gonna see them. They gonna take them to the little ducked off spot because. So I feel like as a high value, if we want to use that word, high value, or a woman of a certain caliber, men take them to work events. They take them
because that make them look better.
Exactly. Any man that I date, they take me wherever the money is, wherever they want to be seen or they're going to be seen, because I make them look good. Yeah, yeah. Not that that's the only thing that I bring, because I'm also intelligent. I can move in a room with CEOs. I can room in a room. I can move in a room full of drug dealers. Like, it really doesn't matter. So if you're intelligent, if you can enhance whatever your man or your husband has going on, and then whatever you got, if you choose to work. So a lot of power couples like CEOs, CFOs, and
So a husband and a wife, are they partners, or is it more agreement, obligation, relationship,
so a marriage is a business agreement. So, I mean, they're partners in business. The goal of marriage should always be to acquire wealth. So whatever that looks like for whoever you're marrying.
So you wouldn't say, like, you know how they people love to say partner. Oh, my partner, we partners. You don't want a partner.
I don't know if I necessarily want a partner. I want you to do the work. I'm here to support you in whatever you need, and I got your back. And you need some thoughts, whatever. But honey, it's all you. I don't want to do nothing.
That was just I'm saying, see?
I don't want to do nothing. But a lot of, but I'm different though. Like, a lot of women want like that. They want to be 50-50. They want to contribute. They want to be right by their husband or their partner's side and da-da-da-da. I don't want to do none of that.
Yeah, I think that's like...
And some men prefer that too.
Certain kind of, yeah. I mean, if you not... Any guy that's making over probably $100,000 not worried about what the woman bringing as far as like...
I disagree.
Financials. I mean,
$100,000 is really not a lot of money nowadays.
Well, who you talking about? In Cincinnati, it's a lot of money.
I'm just talking about
in LA, it's not probably a lot of money.
I'm talking about in this economy in general, with how expensive everything is getting. Even I would rather have a 2-income household of 100,000 than a 1-income with 100,000.
Some of y'all that like this type of content, y'all know what sexual market value is. But sexual market value is just where you at. So a woman at her sexual market value peak would be a woman that's probably, here we go, 18 to 25 is a woman's sexual market value peak, I would say. For a man's sexual market value peak, and if you want me to say why, I can say why. But a man's sexual market value peak, I would say, is in his 30s.
Mm-hmm. And what does sexual market value stand for? And what do you mean sexual market value peak? Like your most desirable in between these ages? Okay, got you.
Yeah. So
like, why?
So like a girl is like, sexual market value is in their 18 to like 25 because that's when they're in their youth. That's probably when they like biologically, like the eggs and all that shit. That's when they got the most eggs or whatever, and that's when they're probably the most beautiful they'll ever be. Shit like that. And then for guys, I would say their sexual market value is in their 30s because statistically, guys start getting money in their 30s. They start getting confident. They start knowing they self. They start getting their man's strength. And if you put in the work. Now, if you a 30-year-old and you a bum, then nah.
It's wild. You equated a woman's sexual market value to her looks and fertility, but you equated a man's market value to knowing himself and start looking, looking good.
So yeah, but it's different. So that's because what a guy look for in a woman ain't the same thing as what a woman look for in a guy. So guys, we visual, we go off beauty first, then we going off, biologically just fertility. Like we attracted to fertile, and that's usually corresponds.
But do you know that a woman's sexual peak is in her 30s and 40s?
Sexual peak, yeah. But
so we don't even want to have sex in our 20s.
But beauty peak, shit. Y'all be having sex. But beauty peak, that's like, 18 to 25.
Nah, I feel like it's the same. I feel like everybody peak in their 30s because I'm sure the majority of women look back at their photos at 18, 19, 20 and be like, what the fuck? Like,
But that's y'all. Guys, as soon as
nah.
y'all turn 18, you start getting guys at you. Women. And I mean,
That's because y'all are lustful. Like, I was 14 and I look young now. I look young at 14 and it was grown men trying to talk to me. That's because y'all are lustful. But when it comes to like fineness, when you hit your stride, the same with women, you start making money. We start looking better, dressing better. We know how to layer our perfumes, taking care of ourselves better, eating better, being healthier. That's why we hit our sexual peak. It's the same for both men and women. I think if y'all looking at 18 to 25-year-olds whose frontal lobe's not even fully developed, that's why Shannon Sharp in the issue that he in now, because he was fucking with them little young white hoes instead of getting you a nice, stable 30-year-old woman that know what the fuck she doing.
Nah, Shannon's situation a little different. Like Shannon, he was being sniped, like he was being targeted a little bit. I feel like, but look, hell nah, it's not the same. I'm gonna put it to you like this.
Who came up with this number? Is this on Google or did you come up with this number?
You gonna see the comments when we put this. You gonna see the comments. Gonna be like,
I want you to find any woman. I would say 22. Compare her to 32, and I guarantee you that 32-year-old woman is gonna look much better than that 22-year-old.
Do you know majority of guys won't even take a chick serious the closer they get to 30?
That's a personal problem.
No. I'm saying that's because we think differently. Just think about it. Don't shoot the messenger, but just think about it. When we want to take a woman serious, we want less miles. We want, to be able to, and people don't like this, but, and I wouldn't even say mode, but it's not a bad thing when you break it down. But the more you go, the more
y'all want a woman y'all
can
groom.
You done been through. You know what I'm saying?
So you want a woman you can groom?
To us, like every guy,
that's wild.
To us, like what we like. You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy.
You can't say that. You ain't dated no guy and he didn't told you, oh, this is what I like, this is what I don't like.
No. But you want somebody that's young and impressionable that you can groom.
But is that a bad thing?
Yes.
How?
Because you want somebody that's young and dumb that's not gonna see you for who you are and all your flaws.
Why would you say dumb?
Because at 21 and 22, you're young and dumb.
You would start earlier trying to find a husband and stuff like that.
Yeah, my age.
So what age would you start when you mentioned that earlier? Like what age?
Yeah, but I would, when I say at 20 in college, I'm talking about another college student. I'm not talking somebody that's in their 30s looking for somebody to groom.
Oh, so you think that majority? So wait. If you looking for a certain type of guy, they gonna be a little older, and that's good because girls like to date up. When you look at most of the marriages, the guy is older than the woman. Girls don't want no inexperienced guy.
But y'all want inexperienced women.
Correct. If we're gonna take them serious. Now, if we want fun for a night, we want the girl to know, But if we want to take them home tomorrow.
But why do y'all want inexperienced? So we want experienced men because we want somebody that knows how to take care of us and provide for us and give us what we need. Why do y'all want inexperienced women?
Because that means you got less miles on you.
That you can groom.
That means you got
that you can manipulate. Easier to manipulate.
I mean, we could say it from a lot of different angles. We could say, what's the relationship bond? What they call it? The sex bond or whatever. It's a name for it. When we got a girl that's looking for a guy's security, we not calling y'all gold diggers, are we? So every girl that's a gold digger that's looking for security? No, we're not saying that. So why do y'all bash men that we just doing what's in our nature and looking for a woman that's don't got a lot of miles on them?
You looking for somebody
with youth a lot of times, because the closer you age, the more experiences you have. And usually if you're not with nobody, it's a bad experience. So then we taking on these bad experiences.
You looking for somebody you can manipulate and groom and mold into the woman that you want her to be.
Them same words that you said, if you actually did that for a guy, every woman would be married.
Yeah, but we're not out here seeking young, impressionable men to mold them.
Correct,
to turn them into.
Y'all not looking for the same thing. Y'all want somebody that's experienced, that can teach y'all, that can lead y'all. You're not looking for nobody. But
why you can't why you can't meet somebody of around your age and do that exact same thing.
The girls in high school that were my age were all dating older men. When I was in college, the girls were all dating the seniors. Um,
So
you
maybe
know,
we need to break that cycle, because was that okay?
yeah, it's biologically it's in nature. It's nature. It's nature. But see, the difference is women. They got all these derogatory names for the guy. They predators. They this. They that for going without natural instincts. But women, they just cool. They just doing what you know.
I just feel like any man that can't date, like if you're in your 30s and you looking for a little hot 21-year-old, 22, that means something's wrong with you that anybody around your age in their 30s can spot and be like, oh, you're fucked up. So then you find somebody who is, don't know no better, young, dumb, as I said, and they don't see those character flaws that you have, and it's easier for y'all to manipulate them.
That's one perspective, and I think that's rare. So I think you looking at it at a scarcity fear angle. So look, I'm gonna say this, okay? In our culture, I'm seeing that a lot of women is coming like, oh, I need my own because what if this happened? What if that happened? What if he this? What if he that? And it's all of these extremes when in all actuality, women is the one leaving men. Like a lot of women, most women dump men. Men aren't the majority of people dumping the women, right? So women leave men, right? But women are always coming with this, oh, I gotta have this, I gotta have my own. I would never depend on a man, blase, blase, blase. What if you flipped it? Like a wife, she's looking at it as abundance. Like, oh, she's looking at it as hopeful. Like, hey, like, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and he's gonna marry me. We're gonna have a happy family. Da, 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 da. They're not looking at it as what if this happened, what if that happened. So what you think about that?
I mean, yes, you should have more of a positive outlook, but I am also a prepare for the worst, hope for the best type of person. So even though, like, I hope to find my husband and we live an amazing life and we die old together, in case we don't, you always should have a backup plan.
Some people say if you have a backup plan, you're not putting your all into the main plan. And that may have you to where the main plan don't work.
I guess that's one way to look at it.
Women are trust fund babies. Men are self-made millionaires. Last
I wish I was a trust fund baby. Who trust fund baby?
So me, but meaning women, y'all born with y'all value because soon as you turn 18, men are at you, probably before, but men are at you. You get invited on boats and yachts. You ain't even gotta have no accolades. You can just look beautiful. You can get in the clubs free. If you really looked for a husband when you were at your prime, you could probably grab you an athlete or a judge or a high-paying lawyer or something like that. So that's what it means by women are trust fund babies. When I say men are self-made millionaires, meaning we come out, we don't got no value until we go and get some money, we go and get some muscles, we go and get some status, we go and get some resources.
I think I don't know if I necessarily disagree with that, but I think it's more of pretty privilege and money privilege gets you indoors. So not every man acquires a status where they can do all these extravagant things, but the men with money can, right? Sure. Not every woman is able to, pull an athlete, pull a rapper, be on yachts and marry up. It's a certain type of woman that looks a certain type of way that typically be able to get those things. So, I mean, it's the luck of the draw out here. But I think the difference is pretty and money. women are pretty, men get money.
So you agree with me, probably?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Okay, bet. That's what's up. Candlelit Conversations. Everybody go ahead and subscribe, like, leave some comments. I'm your host, Cassius. See y'all next time.